Boys, we are about 24 hours into our 72-hour fast. I feel like God had been calling me to do this fast for months, for maybe even a year, longer than a year. He's just been calling me to do a fast, and I kept trying to you know do it in different ways. Like I deleted my TikTok, I deleted TikTok and social media and stuff like that, Instagram and Twitter, and I tried to fast in that way, you know, and or I try to fasting from whatever, but I knew it had to be about food, right? I knew it had to be about consumption of what I'm putting in my body. And it's interesting thinking about it now because I've had so much issues going, so many like things going on with my body, with my gut health, my my esophagus, my GI tract, bro, my stomach, my stool, bro. All these issues are rising before me, and then other issues like with just my shoulder and my back and my neck. And for me, I think I was last night. I couldn't sleep because I had so much on my mind, and my YouTube. I was trying to watch YouTube, just watching ASMR, but my shit was getting flooded with shit. My timeline was getting flooded with all types of shit, right? Like of the shit like, go, God wants you to hear this message, and hey, if you're seeing this on this date, watch it. All that type of shit, right? Which I like to stay away from because it makes me feel like I'm being ungrateful if I watch that type of shit. Because it's like, oh, I trust you to handle it. I don't need to hear whatever this person on YouTube's got to say to me, you know. And so I was getting bombarded with all these things, and so I just need to, and along with going down some, just feeling a lot of self doubt about this channel, about my other endeavor, about trading, about my company, about just feeling doubt, like coming back to the idea that yeah, it's not gonna be me. Like, why would it be me? Even though I try my best to stay in that mindset of why not me, like it's gonna I have faith, I lean and I trust. And so I went outside like 11 p.m., 12, and I was just out in the dark, and I was just taking laps around my neighborhood, just talking to God, so, like asking for direction, asking for what do I need, like asking to hear the voice, to feel the presence, to feel some like I need some sort of direction, I need some sort of validation, um, to ensure that I can tell myself that I think I'm doing well and things are going well, but like is I want to hear it from the man above, right? And so I don't know why I came back inside. I go on my phone. The first thing I see was about it was just like it was like a quick video, and I watch it, and the very end it's like you're being called to fast, and I was like, fuck, I can't ignore it. It's like fuck, and this might sound for those of you that this might sound crazy to a lot of people that yeah, I just watched a video and it's the algorithm. Of course, it's gonna give me a video like that and like whatever. But it's more so that I have been being called to fast in other ways, not just through what I watch, but like through conversations with others, or through what I'm being told from whatever it is, like from God Himself. Like I feel like I've been being called to fast for so long. And what does fasting do? It starves the flesh. To get to the spirit, you got to starve that motherfucking flesh, right? You got to starve the flesh, get close to the spirit. And I was like, God, earlier today I took a walk, like around like a couple hours ago, and I was like, God, hey, like it's gonna get a little intense later. And I know I'm gonna be starving, but I know if I can get through today, we're gonna be good. So like, yo, please help me. Like, please help me. Like, I want to be. We're I was saying I want to be close before, but we're gonna be too close. We're gonna be so close that you're gonna want me to get the fuck away from you, right? Like I'm gonna be like, you know, or we're gonna be right next to each other. I'm gonna be in your lap essentially. And I feel like this is the best. This is a great way to do it. And also even beyond that, it just shows shows me and myself that I can do hard things, right? It shows me that I could do hard things. I put my mind to it, and that this is something that this fast, right, has been something I've been terrified of because I always I normally fast like until dinner, but like this, it was like, man, no way I can do that. No way I can go like 3 days. There's no way. I've never done that before, and I feel like God's gonna show me that that He can make whatever happen. If I ask for His help, He'll make whatever happen. Because right now, I would be I would expect to feel that feeling when your stomach feels so empty and you start burping a little bit, and it's like, and it just feels like you're eating, your stomach's eating itself. Like I was expecting to feel like that for sure by now, for sure by now. Like but I'm not. All I've been doing is drinking water and electrolytes packs, like 0 calorie, 0 sugar electrolyte packs, because you need to keep your minerals up so you don't have headaches and so your body can still function. Like, that's the healthiest way to do this fast, right? But yeah, it's more of this spiritual thing where I mean, Jesus, and what was that, book of Mark, book of Matthew? I don't remember, book of John. I don't fucking remember what book it was. But when God went out into the wilderness for 40, or Jesus went out into the wilderness for 40 days, bro, just went out there, and he's just fucking out there, and then he gets tempted by the devil, gets tempted by Satan, like, here, bro, I'll make you bread. You want some bread? And Jesus is like, bro, what is this bread gonna do for me? This bread is just gonna satisfy my flesh. I'm out here looking for spiritual answers, brother. What the fuck am I gonna do with this bread? And that's how I'm feeling right now. Like, I'm on an effort for some spiritual answers in my life, and seek and you shall find, right? And a lot of times I thought I was seeking, but seeking is not just like sitting there and telling God my woes and then going back to doing stupid shit, and also not giving him room to answer, not giving him time to answer, not leaving enough silence to answer. It's like me, I'm just saying shit, right? I'm just talking. And that's a great way that I pray. I like to do that. I like to have that kind of conversation, that relationship with God. But I feel like this is more of an action, a behavior that shows that, like, yo, I'm serious. Like, I'm about to fucking starve my flesh, bro. I'm gonna starve my flesh for 3 days, and on Friday I have a huge event, and there's gonna be breakfast provided. I'm not gonna eat, and I got homies coming over on Friday, and you can't. It's about number. You can't break your fast with bullshit, bro. That's because after the fast, you really need to break your fast with bone broth, and like just a little bit of protein, like some eggs or something like that, because your stomach has no more, has to reset its bacteria. It's back to blank state, and you got to give it some good bacteria. So give them some bone broth. It's got to reset. But my point, like, I just feel so called, and I feel like God, like my God's plan for my life is to use me as a to show like what is possible. What is possible? Like, I'm more of I'm like, I feel anointed in the way that I'm chosen to be like this kind of this example of like what God can do for somebody. For me, deep in addiction, deep in depression. Deep in fear and anxiety, and always wondering what's going on, and never feeling like I'm enough, and how is he going to take me out of that? How can anyone get that? Like, what's going to happen? And to go from there to wherever he's going to take me. I know he's taking me to high places, but I have to show him I'm serious. And I feel like this is a way. This is because he's been asking me to do this, and I've been in denial, and like, I'm finally going to listen. You know, the 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 teacher can tell the student all what to do all he wants, bro. Like that classic, you can teach a fisher how to. You could bring a camel to water, but you can't teach it how to drink, or whatever the fucking saying is, right? I've been blocking so many blessings, I feel like, and I need to get back to because even like this, I was talking about being grounded a lot, and I was on that walk last night. I was thinking about always trying to bring myself back to the present, never letting my imaginative brain go off into some whimsical fucking imaginations and creativity, and always trying to stay grounded and stay in the present is what what I once maybe and it still is what I once thought was a kind of a spiritual thing, and like the way to be in life is to be present. Ended up, sometimes it can get to a point where it feels more controlling, right? Because a lot of what manifestation is, right, and getting the life you want and all that type of stuff is visualizing and visualizing. And when you visualize this dream life, what you're doing is you're bringing something in the future, something imaginative, and you're bringing it into the present, because now your mind can't tell the difference between reality and TV. Reality. That's why you get scared at the movie theaters. You can't tell the difference between reality and imagination and visions, right? The vision becomes real. And so when you bring something from the future into the present, like by thinking about it and visualizing it, you will get a heightened sense of emotion. You will get excited when you think about whatever, having a certain house, or being in a certain relationship, or getting a certain job, or having X amount of money, or having a relationship with God, like all these things, right? But what I was doing is I was denying myself from feeling that excitement, because I felt like that excitement I was feeling was almost me taking myself away from the present and putting more energy into some potential future rather than just being like, God, I trust you. I'm gonna sit here in the center. I trust you. Like I almost felt like I would be punished by going into those visualizations, but you have to visualize, right? And so by not allowing myself to sit there in those feelings and allow myself to go off on these imaginative journeys of visualization to imagine what my life could be and what I want with my life, I'm essentially blocking what could be because what it is that I'm scared of punishment. I'm scared of doing the wrong thing. I'm scared of failure. I'm scared of upsetting God. I'm scared of, and I have to let all that go. And I feel like during this fast, I'm going to get a real conversation with God. Like we're going to have a real fucking, I'm going to be right in his lap. You know what I'm saying? Starving the flesh. I got to starve the flesh. And on top of that, back to my physical health issues, it's another plus because what happens during fasting is you force your body into apoptosis, or I believe you start doing autophagy, which autophagy is self eating. Like it's when your cells begin to eat themselves, um, but specifically cells eating damaged cells, damaged proteins, damaged organelles, damaged and broken. And so your body is, well, after 48 hours, I believe your body gets into that state where it begins to cleanse itself. But even after 24 hours, your glycogen deposits deplete. And so then your body will start to eat fat. So you're burning fat, you're cleansing yourself of all these damaged cells. And that's the beautiful, that's a really, that's a, you know, cherry on top of the situation. But really, yeah, I, we're 24 hours in, bro. We have some ways to go. Friday afternoon is when I'm gonna break my fast, you know. But if I can get through tonight, if I go to bed within like the next hour, and I am really tired, like you know what I'm saying. But in the end, I seek and you shall find. Knock on the door which you be open, and I can't like I'm seeking, bro. I'm seeking, and for those of you that think this is crazy, that's fine. It's not your life. You can think whatever's fucking crazy. I know in bro, fast anyways because there's great health benefits. Except for I believe it's different for women due to the way their body cycles. Because I believe men are on like a daily cycle. Women are like uh actually I don't know. I'm not gonna talk about stuff I don't really know too much about. Um, but anyways, in the end, like what do I have to lose, right? I have a million days in my life. And just like Jesus said, like, what do I need bread for? It's like I look at these cheeses in my fucking, I'm like, what? These cheeses, they're gonna give me temporary relief, and I'm gonna, fill my starving stomach, and then what? And then I reset the clock, and then it's like, but I'm not seeking in this moment. I'm seeking spiritual. I'm seeking spiritual guidance. I'm not seeking reprieve from my physical ailment, reprieve from my starvation. I'm not seeking that right now. The starvation is me knowing that I'm on the right path, right? And like even when you think about Jesus Christ, it's like me not eating for 3 days. Is that what is that even in comparison to the suffering of Jesus Christ, right? Like what is that? That's nothing. It's nothing. So, anyways, guys, girls, gays, queers, them these are now. Everyone, anyone, have a blessed rest of your day. I'll catch you guys on a beautiful Thursday. Oh, we got 2 days.